Alright, that is there. And we go live. And it looks good.
Oh, Steve, one quick question about your Google Hangout setup. Do you have your incoming stream as up to 720p?
Or higher.
Let me see.
Because it just
up
occurred
to
to me
720, yeah. Up to 720. Oh, wait, incoming video. Yeah, up to 720.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, yes, sir. We're live. Verbal Assault. My name is Nathan Eckel. This is a show that works.
Sometimes. There's a lot of work that goes into making it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slow experimentation. A lot of eye rolling from Dave sitting over here on the sidelines.
Hey, now.
a lot of groaning.
Just tapping away at his iPad over there.
I'm not terrible, but sometimes it gets to me.
Bekah Pedlage.
Hey.
What's going on?
Well, today I sprayed myself directly in the eyes with butter spray that you would like coat aluminum foil with.
Pam.
So you had it turned around.
Yeah, I was holding it very confidently, pushed down on the button, knowing that it was pointing the direction that I, had it aimed at. But I was very wrong, right into my eyeballs.
That is a full-on Three Stooges move.
Well, I guess you win some, you lose some.
I guess you're right.
Dave,
what are you fiddle farting around with over here?
My keyboard.
Dave 70.
Yo, I'm here.
How you doing?
There's a lot. I'm doing fine. But
Life's a rant.
It is. It is.
There's a country song about that.
Gotta look the other way.
Life's a rant.
Life's a rant. You learn as you go. Sometimes you lead.
Jesus learned that lesson on the cross.
When he died for my sins. Now, come on up in the truck. My beer cold baby.
Whoa.
Steve-O.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good, man. You ever watched a rocket launch from a helicopter before?
I mean, I saw Brad's video. I hear that yours, though, got a whole lot of views. Like thousands of views.
Thousands. Literally thousands.
Yeah.
Is there not one mention of verbal assault?
Not a single one.
Oh, that's nice.
Steve-O, friend to friend, why not?
I'm just really forgetful about that stuff. Like, I didn't say anything to promote myself either. You know, it's just that kind of stuff just slips my mind.
Like, I would get it if we never talk. Like, if this was like a zero SpaceX zone, if we just like did not talk about that shit. But we pretty much talk about it every show.
Almost every show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, sorry guys, I'm forgetful, okay? and Kegel forgot to loan me his shirt. I actually, we had talked about that in the past about like, hey man, you ever do something where you want to wear the shirt, just let me know. And
the shirt.
Yeah. The only shirt that exists that I know of.
We can borrow it.
I don't know, there might be others.
I am completely understanding of forgetfulness, just not shame at verbal assault. If you are ashamed of us, then I would be
Oh God. Get the fuck out of here.
For shame.
That would be a Busta move right there.
That'd be Busta. That shit would be so Busta.
So Busta. Patrick Everett.
Yeah.
You've been gone all week.
Yes, I have.
I'm glad you made it from the gangster wars up in Chicago.
Yeah, about watched two homeless people fight. That was fun for a minute.
You about watched them fight.
Yeah. No, it went nowhere. It was this homeless lady went up to this homeless man at this train station. So we were waiting in the whatever it is. There's a bench and it's got heat lamps. So old man was sleeping there, and immediately this other old lady walks up, the same one I was talking about earlier, and she's like, "Where the fuck's my milk crate?"
Whoa.
And my wallet. And the old man was like, "Get the fuck away from me. I don't give a shit. Just get the fuck away from me." Well, then she goes, "Well, I have a gun and a knife, so that'll do the talking for me."
And
Ooh.
are
Yeah.
you riding a unicycle, or how
Me?
did you come across this?
I was waiting at the train station.
Oh.
Oh.
He's at the unicycle station.
Yeah, you just take your unicycle Segway and ride 2 hours. And Lindsay, she was like, I think we should go away if she's got a gun.
right.
But I was like, this homeless person does not have a gun.
You don't know that.
If she had a gun, she
She-
was sold it for crack a
Exactly.
long time ago.
Bekah, do homeless people have guns on Law and Order?
all
No.
the time.
I
No.
know it. I
Homeless-
found it in the trash.
Homeless-
It's mine.
Yeah, homeless people on Law and Order get set on fire and raped, in that order.
That's terrible.
And they also witness a lot of them as well.
Yeah, they sleep by a
So-
dead body.
Yeah.
Did you get out of there?
No, I stood there.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you gotta watch that
Stay.
shit.
The old lady left.
I
She's
get it.
yeah. I was wanting to watch, see what happened.
All right.
And nothing happened. But went up to Chicago, had some awesome sushi up there. They made like taco sushis, which was pretty sweet. And then of course we had the deep dish pizza. Went to the Bean Art Museum up there as well. Where else did I go? And the Skybox, that was pretty cool. Where you go up Willis Tower, I think it's called Willis Tower or something like that now. Go up all the way to the top, go in the glass box, and you can look straight down and see the city right below you. It's pretty,
Yeah, it's
a lot of
pretty
fun
neat.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's sweet.
There museums up there?
Oh yeah, you got.
I'm sure there is, but I mean,
There's one that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off that you got to pay to go in to see.
oh,
they had,
that's
like,
right.
All the artists on there. They had like Gauguin, Monet. Who was the guy that did the Scream?
Edward Much.
Yeah, Much was there. Picasso, Warhol.
Gumby.
Yeah, Gumby. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. A lot of cool stuff up there to go see.
I mean, are there any Hitler paintings up there?
Those are the ones you really want.
No, there was nude women and
no,
And
no,
Jim Carrey?
no
Jim
Hitler,
Carrey?
no
No,
Hitler
up there?
paintings.
no Hitler paintings,
But nude
no Trump portraits, no whatever that lady is portrait up there either. And let's see. Oh, I had this awesome buffet.
Awesome buffet.
Brunch. Yeah,
Buffet
brunch. Yeah, it was a brunch buffet. They had oysters, crab legs, shrimp, salmon.
I don't like any of that.
That
You
sounds
don't? Yeah, it was fucking sweet, and it was on the river too. It was
Guys, raw oysters are magical.
that was my first
They're
time trying
magical.
it.
You like them?
It was all right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like-
right.
They're
Oh,
slimy.
No, they're
and
not.
I went to yesterday. I'd never been to Seafood Atlantic. There's just another one of those restaurants up there at the port. And turns out on Thursday, it's generous dozen Thursdays. So I paid for 12 and got 20.
Oh,
Wow.
Mm,
that's
That's
very
so good.
generous.
Such a deal.
it's
Such
generous.
a deal.
Such a deal. Their horseradish was terrible, but the oysters were good.
God damn, I can't take a terrible horseradish.
You got to have a good horseradish to go with your oysters.
What's even the point?
What's the point?
Well, guys, I'm trying to recover from inhaling a sip of wine, but how do you guys feel about neo-luddism?
What is that?
I don't know how to feel about
I
it.
simply don't.
I feel nothing for it.
I think I'm gonna become a neo-luddite.
I don't,
That's
Bekah,
not
are you
be
all right with
good.
that?
there's no way that it's possible for you to do that.
Or you could say reform Luddite. Luddite reform. Just okay, so it's a healthy respect and distrust of technology without completely abandoning it.
Well,
That sounds
like 1950s.
like you.
You're saying like this is somebody you're going to attain, but you're kind of already there.
I am already there to some degree.
I mean- That's not very high goal setting.
Well, the high goal is I want to have I want to drag Bekah into having a small house in the mountains with like chickens and goats.
Gickens and chucks.
I mean, we can still have internet and shit, you know. I just want to live out in the mountains.
Well, by
Yeah.
then, Starlink will be a thing. You can have affordable satellite internet, low
Yeah.
latency.
Be sweet.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere.
Heck yeah.
Do you guys? I mean,
I actually was kind of trying to skim through this to figure out what Luddite was until you started saying what it was. So
That's anti-technology, basically.
yeah, right. And so, but the neo would be ones that accept that they have to use it in some form or fashion, but don't like it.
yeah.
Would the Unabomber be that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you are. He was, yeah, kind of.
I mean, I've entertained the tiny house thing. I'm all about downsizing and getting smaller the older you get. I'm all about that. But, you know, it's a mortgage and all. I can't just tear down a house and put a tiny home up there.
Yeah. Well, it even mentions it in that article that I sent this article to Steve-O, and it actually talks about, kind of challenging people to, when you're waiting in line or waiting for an appointment or whatever, to just wait.
Yeah.
And if you ask Bekah, like if we're sitting in place, how often do I actually take out my phone and look at it? I really don't.
No, he doesn't.
I just sit there, and
Mhm.
I think I would challenge people to actually try that, because it seems like the constant need to always be looking at something is really, and they've done studies about this, it's fucking with your attention span and your ability to focus on one thing, and even your long-term memory, things like that.
Why wouldn't you just bring a book? I mean, even when I didn't have technology, I'd bring a book.
I used to do that, carry a book around with me. But there's something different about reading a book and then constantly trying to search for like that next thing, like always be searching for information in random places, and Facebook comments and things like that.
Well, I don't want to step on your toes, because that's getting into my rant. So.
Go ahead. Oh, it's getting into your rant. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you finish.
When you said step on my toes, I thought you meant you're gonna argue with me a bit, which I would welcome if you wanted to.
Well, I mean, I certainly could. I certainly would entertain that. I mean, I can understand, and I have seen and read those news articles about what it's doing to dopamine productions and stimulation through constantly touching your phone. However, there's that, and then there's, I mean, I don't know how many books I've got on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I just open up a book, I read it on my phone now, because I don't want my books. I remember one of the things that would annoy me when I would go sit in a waiting room or something, because you don't touch the magazines, that you bring your own reading material.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the rules. Yeah.
And so the rain, I'd get my books wet, but now it's all on my phone. I got my book, and I'm not that much of a Facebook fan, as so I'm there with you on that. I mean, is it there? Do I use it? Certainly more than you, yes, but the podcast, there's so many, and you could just all right, I just want to listen to this, and then you put the phone up. So I mean,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, and it's an interesting goal, but when you embrace what it all is, and if you're really looking at simplifying your life, you would grab onto those tablets and those phones, because if you're looking at truly living that small life, you're not going to be carrying around your Calvin and
books,
Hobbes comics and your LP albums. Well, maybe you will. You probably could find a clever way to store those. But those things would be in your technology. It'd be in your phone. So by embracing that is, well, I can't read if I don't have a battery. Yeah, that's true. Then solve that problem.
Yeah.
Solve the energy problem that the need is for the battery. But to throw away technology and say, I only need it to pay my bills, and I just sit there, well, that's fine. You're just sitting there, but you have the opportunity to read or do something using that same technology without going, okay, I'm part of the sheep.
Well, I was just kind of getting to the idea of just challenging people to just challenge themselves to just sit there and do nothing, and just wherever you're at, just and see what that's like. I guess that's what the article read, just to see what it's like, because it's like we don't really do it anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead, Bekah.
I think that it's not just about how it appears, to see people by themselves in a public place mindlessly thumbing through their phone, which I'm guilty of a lot. I think it might also be avoiding being the person that's sitting there by themselves doing nothing because you look different than everyone else in the room.
That's. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
It's a subconscious thing when you're sitting there and you don't have your phone, depending on who you are and stuff like that. But to be sitting there not doing anything and look around and see everybody else on your phone and you start to feel self-conscious, like that they're looking at you and thinking that girl's weird, she's just sitting there, she's not doing anything. I do think that that's part of it, just wanting to conform, like you said, part of the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
But 10
And,
years ago, it wouldn't
I
have
want
been
to
a thing.
be. If I don't have my phone, and I would bring my book before, and this is a whole nother topic. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm into something because I don't want something else.
Mm-hmm.
So by having my attention, let's use the book for example. If I'm reading a book, I'm less inclined to be spoken to, or rubbed up against by a kid because I'm reading a book. There's something about by opening a book and sitting in a waiting room, you have
blocking out that temptation.
you have actually created an additional shield force around you that says, seriously, I'm not interested in talking to you I'm doing something.
I'm not into rubbing you, kid.
I mean, you haven't been to the waiting rooms with your own kids and waiting, and that kid who doesn't get much attention at home decides to come over and grab your pant leg and just stare at you. It's happened.
Steve, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've been going to the eye doctor a lot recently and having to sit, and I have tried to do that. You just leave the phone. Of course, as soon as you put your phone in your pocket, you're like, oh, I just put my phone away. I better pull my phone out and check Reddit or check whatever. But even then, like, they've always got a TV going or something, fucking Maury Povich or whatever the hell's on, Fox News or whatever. There's always something. It's actually hard to sit there and just do nothing. Like, they make it hard. You've got your phone in your pocket, but there's also like TVs everywhere.
I hate random TV. I hate TVs in bars.
Like, what makes you think that even half the people in here give a shit about what you've chosen to put on that TV?
There's a thing, and it just sucks your eyes to it. And that's why, and I know, like, Bekah, and I know you guys, you like having subtitles on when you're watching stuff.
Yeah.
The thing with me, I can't not look at them if they're there. Like, I don't want to look at the subtitles.
Yeah.
Especially like comedy and stuff, it kills the punchline all the time because it'll pop
That's
up before
true.
the punchline happens.
Right.
But my eyes just want to focus on it, and I can't. I have to literally
actually see the screen.
I have to stare at the top of the screen and just pretend the bottom's not there, because otherwise it's all I will do is read subtitles.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I like like, let's say I don't, just by default, most apps don't have it on, like, so I'm watching something on Netflix or something and it doesn't have it on. And then I'll like debate in my head, should I turn it on? Well, I know my eyes are going to be attracted to it. Oh, but what if I miss something? I'm going to have to rewind and blah, blah, blah. But as long as those subtitles are there, I'm not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
And,
Well, we got a lot of people in chat. I don't mean to interrupt, but a lot of people in here. And Adam says on this topic, because I've been missing him. Sorry, Adam. Humans mimic other humans. They dip into conformity subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
And
true.
Not only that, but the reason that doctor offices and places like that have that is because it is well known that people feel more comfortable when they're not bored, when they have something to pay attention to. They put that in there as a luxury and a comfort. From a business standpoint, you want your customers to be comfortable and happy, so you give them something to pay attention to. And I understand why the phone thing is such a big debate now, but what does it matter what you're paying attention to be honest? If it's a book or the TV in front of you or your phone, you're still paying attention to something.
Yeah, my flipping through the phone is usually not mindless. Usually not. I mean, if you're scrolling through Reddit, you're going to come across, silly kitty videos or whatever. But I mean, usually reading some news article, but now granted, at the same time, I'll read this article and then ask me anything about it an hour later, and I probably didn't retain it. But it's, I'm not playing Candy Crush or shit like that. It's something, but
yeah, if I were you sitting in the room, just because if I want that shield of space, even if I had no technology whatsoever, I would sit there and close my eyes.
Mm.
I mean, I'm that adverse to, the attention. I'll just sit there and just like I'm resting my eyes.
Well, here's what I noticed years ago and why I kind of stopped doing that stuff and why I stopped spending so much time online. Like I used to post on forums a lot. I would post like video game forums. I would post on YouTube a lot, and then I would get into this cycle of, let's say, you've got your favorite websites. And I would be laying there. Literally, I had my TV at the foot of my bed connected to my PC. I would be laying down with my keyboard on my lap with my mouse like full on in the Matrix. And I would go through all the websites I check.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just go through them again. And then I would go through them again. Like there would be no new info. And I would go, oh, did I click that one? And I would click on it thinking I had not clicked and gone on that website. And then as soon as I get to the front page, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I did. And you get in this loop of, oh, did I have any more comments on this thing?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll still post on YouTube and then, somebody will want to start an argument with me and I'll say one thing and then they'll come back and I'm just like, no, bye. Like I'll just ignore them. Like they'll come back and want to start a fight. I'm just like, I don't need to get in that loop of, I have to have this new thing coming in constantly. And that's what I do. Just lay there for literally hours and look for new stuff to come at me, even though there's nothing there. It's a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
Completely. So in the morning I get up and I read news for like 30 minutes and then I just stop. When I start to get into that, oh wait, what is there something else? If I start to get in the is there something else mode, I just put it down. I'm like, I guess I need to get my ass up now.
Yeah.
Do something because you just get in this loop of needing one more thing to look at. And that's why it's different. The idea of looking through stuff on your phone is different than, say, just reading a book. Reading a book, you're getting something out of it. You're getting something valuable. But if the constantly thumbing through shit and finding shit it's not helping you. You're not learning anything. And it's actually literally rewiring your brain.
Right.
To not be able to think as well.
I can't. I have to.
That's my sermon.
It depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're mindlessly, and for those of you that do the social media religiously, and I'm not saying I don't, but I don't do it religiously, but I'm not chastising you or disparaging you in any way, but I could understand how what you're saying and looking at is fine, but thumbing through periodicals in a news app is
a lot different than just looking at like World Star videos.
Yeah.
What I do from time to time.
I mean,
now that Craigslist is over.
Yeah.
I think, and Backpage.
Yeah.
It died today too. It got shut down by the U.S. government.
Oh yeah, he got raided. CEO.
Yeah.
Backpage.
So I mean, I'm not trying to poke at you. I'm just going. I think a gentleman of your self-discipline could, which is a good thing, a high level of self-discipline. At least that's how you come off to me.
I wish.
But I would think.
But that just shows your level of self-discipline.
So I mean, you'd have to, in order to stick to this proclamation, you're going to have self-discipline to some degree. But yeah, you already do it. That's why I teased you about the bar being so low, because you already do it. I think if what if you said, okay, for 1 week, you're going to do whatever you want on your phone. You're committing to it as a study of your own behavior, what you would rotate to. But you journalized it. This is what I looked at. This is how much time I spent on it. That's one thing. But if you're just mindlessly watching YouTube videos over again, YouTube videos, or was it worthwhile content or just bullshit content? No cats. I mean, that's all I was saying.
I'm going to do a similar study and just do crack whenever I want to for a week and just see See if I keep wanting to do it afterwards.
Wait, what did you say?
I
I can't hear you. You went out for a second.
Oh, I said I'm going to do a similar study and just do crack whenever I want for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
But-
see.
So that's a fair parallel.
Well, I've heard it. Well, I've actually heard somebody that lost a lot of weight and they started by buying and eating all the food they wanted. Like they just crammed their house full of cookies and chips and shit, and they made themselves just throwing up sick from eating it constantly, and then they
Oh.
actually got some perspective and quit eating that stuff.
Oh.
But I think that's kind of a gamble
Yeah.
because you might be like, "Hey, I like this shit. I'll take even more."
So Adam says he's got a couple responses here. He says, "Hey, a phone can be a persona too. If you're uncomfortable, being on your phone is just an escape for some, in a sense, a virtual reality." Which, yeah, that's probably where it's a problem. And then he says he gets afraid of missing something in a busy world, waiting for good news via Facebook timeline. It can be a sad world.
Right.
Maybe some of us are searching for progression in the world. I mean, I'm just not looking at Facebook for the progression of the world in an overall picture. I mean,
I check the news daily in the morning. Literally, when I look at Drudge Report, I go, "Are the bombs falling?" That's what I think. I said, am I going to go out and see the nuclear winter begin? That's what I always think. So
I mean, I look through the news stories of all the things, and I see if there's some weird way that they are all tied together in some conspiratorial way, like, you know, I don't know. I don't even want to have a good example, but I'm just looking at the titles of the story, and go, "Oh, how could I make?" I guess it's a writing experiment. How could I make these two news stories associate to one another by one single event? And that is unbeknownst to either end of the story. It's just silly.
Well, I play Angry Birds too. That's what I do with my phone.
Physics. You learn some good physics there.
Yeah.
That's true. And Angry Birds Space is good for that too.
Yeah.
You get some orbital mechanics.
Okay, so the chat's still blowing up. So Adam said, "Hey, if you follow science pages, you can find progression. LOL. Not just dog selfies and nonsense trivialities that people post." And Jenny
me out.
says, "I usually just tag Bekah in memes. That's why I'm on
That's
my phone."
that's why.
Memes. It's pronounced memes.
I'm sorry. Memes. My bad. Okay. And we're all caught up on chat.
Caught up on it.
Well,
All right.
I think what I was going to talk to kind of goes along with this
All right.
a little bit, because there's this movie that came out. I guess it came out today. I only heard about it today, but it is about how in some not too distant future we're going to reach kind of like a super intelligence with AI. And this movie is supposed to talk about that. Now, it just came out, so I haven't been able to see it. So this is not a review. This is more like, hey, you've got until Sunday night to watch this for free. If you go to doyoutrustthiscomputer.org, they're broadcasting this movie for free until, what is going on over there?
Yeah, what's happening?
Echoey.
Oh yeah, it is a little echoey.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's better.
You have a sound like-
Yeah, you're good now. Okay. Did it just have like a reverb plug-in on it or something?
Yeah, it did sound
Well, if he's-
reverby.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was.
Recording this, right?
Yeah, I've been recording it.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to send me the link of the video then,
Oh, okay.
because it's not getting any sound on their end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on GarageBand.
Huh. Okay. Well, I am recording it.
Okay.
Good thing.
Right?
No. Just,
What are we doing here?
You're fine.
I've lost sound.
Uh-oh.
What?
Now it's back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We'll just keep going.
Keep it rolling. Yeah, so I'll just read this description because I know more people listen to the audio. Science fiction has long anticipated the rise of machine intelligence. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can hear me now.
He was talking.
That's all right.
Oh.
That's fine. I just started.
Here.
It's fine.
So,
Okay, so science fiction has long anticipated the rise of machine intelligence. Today, a new generation of self-learning computers has begun to reshape every aspect of our lives. Incomprehensible amounts of data are being created, interpreted, and fed back to us in a tsunami of apps, personal assistants, smart devices, and targeted advertisements. Virtually every industry on Earth is experiencing this transformation, from job automation to medical diagnostics, even military operations. Do you trust this computer explores the promises and perils of our new era? Will AI usher in an age of unprecedented potential or prove to be our final invention? And here's this short little trailer. Better back it up to the beginning.
I use computers literally for everything.
Oh my God, I trust my computer so much.
As a society, we're increasingly surrounded by machine intelligence. These technologies are going to fundamentally change our society.
We're able to make ourselves smarter, and we'll be better at solving problems. We don't have to age.
The medical application is profound. People say it's the future, but it's not the future, it's the present.
How could a smarter machine not be a better machine? It's hard to say exactly when I began to think that that was a bit naive.
There is a dossier on each of us that is so extensive that they know more about you than your mother does.
The pattern here is that AI might take a little while to wrap its tentacles around a new skill. But when it does, it is unstoppable.
We're rapidly headed towards digital superintelligence that far exceeds any human. I think it's very obvious.
And if we create AI that's smarter than us, we have to be open to the possibility that we might actually lose control to them.
This could be literally an issue of life and death. I think there's no going back.
We've unleashed forces that we can't control, we can't stop. We're in the midst of essentially creating a new life form on Earth.
I do not think that a robot could ever be conscious, unless they programmed it that way.
Unless they programmed it that way. Only then could they be.
No, I think we need to round up all these scientists doing this shit right now and just put bullets in their heads.
like Terminator 2, man.
Yeah, to save humanity.
Oh, I thought you meant the people that were making that movie. I
No.
was like, geez, you really want to slow them down.
He hated the
I
trailer
hated
that
that
much.
trailer.
Elon Musk should be the voice of an AI, because I thought when he was talking that was an AI.
Oh yeah. I guess yeah, he does. It's like a weird accent. It's like British, but it's like South African.
Artificial.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we've talked about it before, but it makes me nervous. Like there's a lot of people that say that Elon has blown it out of proportion, but it's not like he doesn't understand software engineering and that stuff. I mean, he was around for the early shit, but it's not just him, man. There's a lot of people that are really concerned, and it's interesting that there are people that aren't. Like I wouldn't expect there to be that big of a difference of opinions, like of people saying no, there's absolutely nothing to worry about, and then people saying no, we really need to get a handle on this. Because I don't obviously know enough about it for my opinion to matter, but it's, from a layman, it's like it does seem logical that you keep improving programs and computers. I mean, all you're doing, you're continually adding new information. Like think about like how like a video game engine works, like Unreal Engine or something. That has been comprised over years and years of putting new data in there to be able to make grass blades blow in the wind and make movements of characters look a certain way, so that every time someone goes to build a new video game, they don't have to start from scratch and program all that. They take this and so it seems to me like pretty much all computing is kind of that way. It's always piling on new information and teaching the software new tricks, and at some point you'll teach it enough that it'll basically be able to think like a human.
Well, and at some point it will move past thinking like a human to predicting how the human will behave to the questions that it asks, and it's kind of funny that there is such a divide on this. I mean, not funny as in, oh, it's obvious to me, but you know, if you think about it, as time has went on, there's always been some huge social issue, whether it be a civil rights movement, climate change, or what have you. This will be the next climate change discussion. Will be the divide of, well, it will be something to worry about, or it won't be something to worry about. But I have to lean on the side that if your goal is to make AI to make your life simpler, then in order for it to make your life simpler, you have to release control to it.
I don't I don't know how a scientist would not be concerned about the possible problems arising from that. I don't know how they could not, unless they have some conflict of interest and they're they want to sell something. Seriously.
Isaac Asimov warned us of this years ago.
I mean, a lot of people did.
Science fiction novels. I mean, I can see. I would dare say, the divide would be on imagination. Those with less imagination and didn't read a lot of science fiction books.
Yeah, and never saw Terminator.
Yeah, it would not get any part of this.
Did you guys see what happened in Israel and Palestine this week, where these Palestinian protests where they all like en masse marched toward like the wall, trying to bust it down? Well,
like the Wailing Wall, like
no,
the wall,
like whatever fence they have walling off
the west wall.
Yeah, dividing where they keep the Palestinians are kept there. But I guess, I mean, aside, they did shoot, like 14 people got shot, something like that. But they had drones that were dropping, I think they were dropping tear gas. So they actually had sent drones out over the crowd.
Whose drones?
They were dropping tear gas grenades.
Like
into the
whose?
crowd.
Do we know whose drones? I mean, somebody's got
Israel.
to own. Israel's drones. Okay.
Yeah, to try to push the crowd back to get them to disperse.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely conceivable that they would have non-lethal projectiles like rubber,
And it would be literally nothing. They could do it now to program a drone with facial recognition software to do that itself autonomously. To even fucking shoot somebody, they could easily do that now.
Yeah, fly around, when you see this face, shoot it.
Yeah. All of that technology exists.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
And there's not really any regulatory body that's supposed to oversee this stuff either. Like that was the thing. I think that was the last time we talked about it, was when Elon had brought that up. Like, we need to form some kind. He was talking to like a bunch of governors or something, and it was like, we need a regulatory body to be able to watch this stuff. And first, to learn even what they need to be looking for, because there's not many people, especially in politics. There's probably nobody in politics that has any clue about any of it. So first things first, you got to give them a clue first.
Right.
I don't know.
Dave.
Hey, so by the way, that movie, if you want to watch that movie for free, I mean, this podcast comes out on Sunday, but if you're watching live, you can watch that movie for free. It's doyoutrustthiscomputer.org.
When is it on?
Okay.
It's on there now. Like, you could watch it now. You go to .org/watch, but I'm sure the link is just on that normal page.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Can you send that up in our text chat? Not us.
Oh, yeah, like between us?
Yeah, between us. That way, actually, message it to me on Xbox.
Here, I'll write it out on a piece of paper.
Take a picture.
Sure.
And then I'll take a picture of it, and I'll email it to myself on my computer. And then I'll
fax it to me, brah.
Yeah, and then I'll email it to you. I'll post it to the Facebook page, and you can grab it from there.
Fax a copy of a high-res photo.
It'll just be a fax, like a photocopy of my phone with the picture on it.
Yeah. And your ass cheeks next to it.
Okay, just one cheek.
Just one cheek. One cheek's all you need. Dave.
Yo.
I heard you were angry.
I did have a moment.
Yeah.
This week.
Just this week.
Well, you know, I mean, you got to choose your moments. They have to
Yeah.
be entertaining moments.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of rants. My windshield has to be washed regularly. I spit at it a lot.
You
So the
spit at your
inside.
windshield.
But this rant doesn't have anything to do with that. It is, oh goodness, I miss Lauren. Lauren had said something earlier. My bad. So this week I was happy to get some new tires on my vehicle.
Man, doesn't that, let's just stop. Doesn't that feel good?
It feels so good.
It's like a brand new car when you put new
I'm
tires
so
on it.
old.
Did they align it for you for free?
No.
For free. Fuck. Who does that?
There's some place in Knoxville that does it.
Oh man, that would be awesome. Fucking
Yeah.
Toyota wants to charge me like $90 to $100.
But
I've seen the receipts.
yeah,
So.
stuff on your
Have a
He has
receipt
proof.
right
Yeah,
here.
but you didn't read the fine print where there's going to be a guy come knock on your door later on, and he's going to ask you for $50.
have to
How come these
Unalign your
tires are more
things.
than they are over there?
I knew somebody wouldn't believe it when I told them, here's the receipt.
I was waiting for this moment.
Call me a liar.
$40 alignment. If I just add $10 per tire, I'll just tell you I won't charge the alignment. How's that? So I had made the appointment. So thrilled about it, and I'd get in there early in the morning, and I was prepared to just stay. And you know, I was having just that, a lot of work done. I mean, I'd be there 2 hours at least. I had planned on it. So I brought an iPad. I brought my phone. Brought headphones. All of the things that Nathan would not bring.
Hacky sack.
No, I did not. I brought 2 granola bars.
Oh man, you
And a
never
fruit
know.
along with
M&M's.
the traditional bottle of Mio.
Man, you're gonna be there a long
Mountain
time, weren't
Dew.
you?
I just don't, I just I want to be there. Now my place has these 2 cubicles, and one has a TV in it that plays some type of music, which is just annoying, but it's okay. I got headphones, and there's 2 cubicles, and each one's got a bunch of chairs in it, and I choose the one furthest away from the TV, farthest in the corner, so that I'm, if somebody were to come in the door or to the counter, they're naturally going to gravitate to the closest space. It won't be near me. So I'm in this space. I get my stuff out, put my headphones on, my reading glasses out. So I'm reading. I have all of the nonverbal communication set up so that it says, please leave me alone. I have things to attend to. But alas, I could not avoid the lady who came in the door, spent time at the counter. I could hear the conversation, even though I had my earbuds in. And she starts because she's really loud. She's really loud.
Yeah.
And she comes towards the seating area, and I am in my space, no eye contact. And I'm in this farthest corner. She comes all the way into this cubicle and sits right across from me.
She was wanting to party with you, Dave. She's
I mean,
seen everything you had.
I couldn't believe it. Out of all the motherfucking chairs. Now, I'm sure that I used to be personable. I don't know what's happened. But
Are you ever personable again? Well, you're right. You were definitely that get around town. Hey, what's up? Hey, oh, hey. I mean, do you ever? Does that part of you ever come out anymore?
It does at the door.
It comes and goes for me. Like, yeah, at the
When
door.
it has to. And so, anyways, I'm in there and I'm in my place. I'm trying to just be myself, and I shit you not, she has a little sandwich baggie with a sandwich in it, and she's got chips. I went, oh, okay. I'm thinking to myself, she's planning on being here like me. She's got these things, and she's sitting in a chair. She doesn't have anything to read. She didn't bring anything to soothe herself.
Well, that's what you're there for, Dave.
She required, huh?
That's what you're there for.
I guess so.
You're supposed to
I'm
be
like,
the
"Hey,
entertainment.
She didn't bring anything, but she wants attention. She's got she's got the bag, and she got the chips, and she is just staring at me.
Oh God.
She is counting on the fact that at some point I'm going to sneeze, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to look up. She is committed to the game. She's going to fucking stare at me until Methuselah takes a shit on himself.
Oh my God.
Seriously, I'm sitting right across. I'm looking at my device. I'm reading an article, I'm in my head. It's about Russia, so I'm using my Russian accent. I mean, I'm enjoying my space, and there she sits, baggies in hand,
just holding them up,
holding them like that.
She's got her arms on the chair, and the baggies are drooping from her arms, and she's just staring at me. I mean, it's like somebody at the counter said, "Hey, why don't you go over that guy and have a staring contest with him? He's good at it."
He really likes it too.
Yeah, and it never fails. I had to look up, and it just took an instant, and it was
so
bear, huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your sentence.
That's fine.
Where did it go? What happened? Did you?
I looked up and I met, and the gays met, and I might have. She might as well have been a basilisk. I was dead, stoned right there.
Yeah.
Hey. I mean, I'm toast. I got the headphones in. I can read lips. I can't ignore her at this point. Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh no.
You're here to get the car fixed. And I go, okay, I got to put on the charm. And I went, well, it sure beats the dentist.
Oh, that was good, Dave. That's the old Dave.
And she said, I think something's wrong with my car. You don't say. It's making a noise. That'll do it. You know much about cars? Well, no, that's why I'm here. Oh, I get it. So, yeah. Well, mine's making a noise. I mean, I don't know what to say, so here goes the rant. We go back and forth about the noise, where it's coming from, wheel well, top of the chimney, when she turns, and all I can do is just nod, yeah. And I wanted so fucking bad to go, did you address this issue with the gentleman at the fucking counter? But I didn't. I was pleasant. I was nice. I put on the charm, and I listened to this lady. And I thought that it was going to be done and it was going to be over with. And I saw them pull my car out to the side, and they're backing it up. I'm getting so fucking excited. And then I realized, wait a minute.
They're just now doing it.
They usually pull a car around front. And I said, so I need to go check on this. I said, excuse me, I think my car is ready. I need to go check on it. All right. And I said, hey, is the car ready? Is it getting you pay? Oh, no, we got to get you set out. We got to get the lineman in there. So it's going to be another, in 15 minutes. And we're going to get that around out there and shoot back around it. And okay, all right, that's fine. I go to turn around to go back to my hell. Mm-hmm. And the demon be right there behind me.
Oh, no.
She had gotten up and she had walked all the way around and got right behind me, so that when I turned around, I had my iPad in my hand. I didn't want to leave my shit sitting there and just, in case she was looking at it. I didn't want to. And I turned around, I almost dropped my iPad. She's right fucking there. Oops. And I get down and she shuffles right back. She follows me as I go back, sit down. She comes around, sits down, and she's saying something to me as I'm walking. And I'm making a big deal. I'm putting my headphones in.
Were they those headphones?
No, they were the ones I usually have at the show.
Okay.
The ones. So I'm
earbuds.
I'm making a big deal about cramming the thing into my ear. So can you maybe see that nonverbal communication? I'm cramming this motherfucking earbud.
You already gave it
in.
up, man. You already gave.
I did, man.
And acknowledged.
I did.
I mean, Dave, it's not hard to get these people to stop. Now,
Nathan,
me-
you have a skill,
Here.
brother.
I
you have a
want
whole
to
other
go through
skill.
it. I want to go through it. Dave, I want to be you, and I want you to be that woman. I'm sitting there. I got all my shit. I want you to do exactly what she did to get my attention.
You're gonna scare
Go
me.
ahead. Go ahead.
Hi.
Let's do it again. Do it again.
Hi.
Take out the one ear. Uh-huh. That's what you do. You have this long in your face. You go,
I didn't even take it out.
uh-huh. And you put it back in. So that putting it back in is like, I gave you uh-huh. What would she say if I gave a uh-huh?
She would have kept talking. Remember? That's what she said, hey. And I looked up, she said, hey, and she said it twice. And I didn't even take my earbuds out. And she goes, you here to get your car fixed? Yeah.
You said earbubs.
Earbuds.
Earbubs. She keeps talking.
So yeah.
You put it back in. Just look down. Just look down. Ask you a question. Uh-huh. And you go back down. They figured out. Even somebody at her base level of intelligence, she'll get it. I do it all the time.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you got to look like a dick.
Well,
You
here,
have
look.
to.
I think
If you really want to live in peace, you got to be a dick sometimes. It's
I don't know, man.
part of how I live.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know if you know this, Nathan, but your eyebrows are shaped very well to just look mad all the time. Whereas
know.
Dave he just looks like, hello. He looks very approachable.
He has a
I think
confide
that's
in
it.
me kind of face.
Yeah.
I get a lot, and Rochelle has noticed that too. I've actually the lady. I mean, I'm walking towards. This is actually a cart thing. I'm walking towards Walmart once, or it was Bilo actually, and this old lady's putting the groceries in her car, and I'm walking by the cart corral going into the store, and she moved the cart, put it in front of me, said, "Honey, will you put that up for me?" All right. And I did. I mean, so
Old lady.
Old lady.
Well, I would have done that too.
Yeah.
I would be a dick to an old lady.
I got weaknesses for old folks. So I mean, to wrap this up, she did that. I decided that it was time for me to go smoke a cigarette and go get a drink at the other place. So I packed my stuff up and I took my iPad and put it in there. And you gonna leave? And she said, "You gonna leave me?" That's what she said.
Dave, she wanted you.
And I said,
She wanted the dick, Dave.
and I didn't want to tell her where I was going and or any of that stuff. And I said, well, they're going to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to go occupy my time elsewhere. And she said, what'd she say, guys?
She said, well, can I go?
Nope.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
That she just sat there.
She just
holding
sat
her-
there.
She actually
holding
left
her
you.
two things.
She was sitting there. By
Looking
this
at them.
time, I think she had set them down. But I mean, it's almost as if when she was looking, that she may have been off. It never happened. But in my head, I thought, is she trying to offer me some of that food just to have conversation? Is she buying conversation using,
She may just live at home with just cats.
She probably does. I mean, it's true. She probably got 4 children. They don't ever come see her except when they need money or to borrow the car or her pain pills. I mean, I don't know.
Now all she thinks at night before she goes to sleep is you, Dave.
The
You're
one that
the
got
only
away.
person that would talk to her.
Only you can make shit creepy, Patrick. So, Jenny, we got the chat. There's so many in here.
Dave can't talk on the podcast anymore because it takes him away.
That
from-
distraction.
Okay. I'm sorry, folks. Folks that were talking about AI, we've moved on. We're talking about a story.
They can talk amongst themselves. We can't get. I'm sorry, we can't get every comment onto the podcast.
I
as
try.
much as we
I
would
feel like
to.
I'd like,
If you want to guarantee that your comment is going to get on the podcast, you need to leave a voicemail.
Oh yeah, hey, what's that number, Steve-O?
That
Can you
number
put
is
that up there for
yeah,
us?
I can
For
put it
our
right up there.
viewers?
It's on the screen right now for the live watchers, but we got 865-346-6955.
955.
Yeah.
6955.
I was hoping you can like flash it like old school 90s.
Yeah. Beep 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 beep.
You can
Oh,
do that with
sweet.
OBS, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's ways. I'm learning how to do
Yeah.
OBS here.
You just have to choose source. You just got to choose the source as a GIF. So that's all you got to do
Okay.
is find you a GIF that says
That has or make one that has our phone number on it and make it flash.
Find you a GIF.
All right. Should we play the voicemail?
Oh, we got one?
Yeah, we
play
have
it.
one.
We'll play that, and then we got a little game we're gonna play. A little
All
short game. I know we're going long, but we're still gonna play a game.
All right.
All right.
All right. Here goes.
Hey, it's Jerry. Hopefully this voicemail works instead of the speak pipe. To expand on my roommates and the clothes, I have roommates that are bald except for hair on their heads and on the ends of their feet and tails. So if they don't wear clothes, they get sunburn in the summer and cold in the winter. And it's very emasculating taking them for walks.
Oh, that's why they have clothes.
Yeah.
They're hairless.
It's because last week we didn't understand why they had
Oh,
clothes
I know.
on.
Oh.
So
What
that's
kinda-
why.
What kind of roommate is that?
Hairless.
The hairless one.
It's a hairless one.
Except for the feet and tails.
Just on the head, feet, and we said head and feet. I was like, your roommates. You were living with hobbits. Sounds so awesome.
They don't only have hair on their feet and head.
He's Ustav
Hobbits-
exchange
hobbits do
student
not
from
have, like,
Finland.
Tons of chest hair and shit. It is on
just
their feet
feet
and head.
hands.
They don't have beards either. Like, listen, I know Tolkien really well.
They don't have like arm hair. They don't have regular body hair.
Not like heavy. Like no.
I
Hey,
mean-
Steve-O threw up your link.
Yep.
Link for the show.
That's funny.
This is Bekah's story today. I asked everybody to send me links if they had any for me to pull up, and this is what I got. There
That's
you go.
awesome.
Bekah, we're gonna play a little game here.
Game time.
Play the game theme music.
Well, it depends.
Let's
Let's see what.
Just do Price is Right and play it.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
You got to be watching to see that, folks.
You gotta watch live.
After that, if we're gonna post this on YouTube,
Yeah,
though.
don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, we're in.
Okay, so this game basically is I'm going to ask you questions, and they're going to be answered by something that you would probably spend some time thinking about, but you only have 5 seconds.
Only 5 seconds.
You only have 5 seconds.
5
to answer these
seconds?
questions.
Hey.
So what's the name of
5
this?
seconds. It's only 5
It's-
seconds.
it doesn't
That's the
have
name
a
of it.
name.
It's called only 5 seconds.
Let's call it 5 seconds.
It's called only 5 seconds
All right.
to answer. So as an example,
Just yeah.
Dave, you have 5 seconds to answer this. What sport would be the funniest to add a mandatory amount of alcohol to?
Lacrosse.
yeah. Stick to the face. Yeah, awesome.
Steve-O,
Yes.
when you were a child, what would you have most likely wanted to become when you grew up?
A garbage man.
I like it,
Really?
man. I like it.
I wanted to ride on the back of the truck.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I get that.
Okay.
I wanted to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I like this game.
I wanted to be a cowgirl. Patrick,
Yeah.
if you only had one day to live, what one thing would you do?
5 seconds.
Skydive.
Okay.
All right. That's good.
Nathan, if you had to sacrifice one of your 5 senses, what would it be?
Ooh.
5 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, you lose. Eat a
Sight.
bean.
Sight.
Sight?
I
No
might actually lose
way.
sight.
Where's the beans?
They
We
don't
haven't
know.
played with the beans for so long that
Dude, they expired in February.
I
there
think
has to be some kind of consequence. if you
seems
don't
crazy,
answer this.
but I feel like in the long term, not being able to smell or taste shit would really suck.
Mhm.
Since Like my favorite shit is just drinking a good beverage. Just drink a good beverage when it comes to senses, or listen to music.
Yeah.
But seeing, maybe sight. It's something I've actually thought about a lot. I don't know.
But how would you
it's a hard
write?
one to.
Would you do everything in Braille?
Oh, I can type.
Yeah, you can still type
I know how to
or
type.
dictate or whatever. But man, like so many life experiences are about you've got to see this. Like you've got to go here and see this.
You gotta smell this.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to smell this. This is pretty.
You see that happened to my dad once. My dad, when he was younger, used to get in a lot of fights, and he was in a street fight, and he got knocked down, and he hit his head on the pavement, and he went like a month without any sense of smell or taste. It like knocked it out of him, and he didn't know if he'd ever get it back. And he said it really sucked. So I don't know, but I don't know if sight is truly my final answer.
Yeah, I don't. But like,
probably a stupid answer. But
sight is one that'll change your life.
In that.
Sight, losing your sight will change your life in a way that I guess I don't think.
Hey, I met a blind guy that does Aikido.
Really?
Yeah.
But someone drove him there.
Yeah. I think they flew, but yeah. He didn't have to fly the plane.
Oh, okay.
What's the next question?
Okay, Dave. If you had to sacrifice a limb, what would it be?
Thumb.
Oh, damn. That's so useful.
Yeah, why would you go with thumb and not pinky?
Pinky.
I got another one.
Like ring toe.
Everything's important.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah.
How are you gonna shoot in video games,
dude? I'd have the force.
God. What the fuck?
There are people that play just with their index fingers. It's weird.
People that play with their toes. That's how you guys get to beat me in Rocket League. Is I'm playing with my feet.
That's
it.
All right, another question.
Here's a fun one, Steve-O. Get ready to think. You only have 5 seconds, remember?
Okay.
What would be the worst buy one, get one free sale of all time?
Baby turtles.
You're wrong.
No,
Very wrong.
I didn't know there was a right answer. I don't know why that came out.
But
it would be onions.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Buy one kidney removal, get one free.
There you go. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, we need more like 20 seconds.
All right, Patrick.
Yeah.
Buford Watson says STDs. Buy one, get one.
Hey, you never know which ones might cancel the others out.
I love that. That's awesome. I like that.
Patrick, if you had $1 million, what would be the first thing you'd buy for yourself?
Oh fuck.
Snickers.
I don't know. I never really thought about this.
You've never thought about
Okay,
that?
well, it's past 5 seconds.
Yeah,
You only
I know
had
it
5
is now.
seconds.
I never really thought about that. I'd probably buy like a studio. That's what I'd do.
Okay.
Buy studio equipment. Yeah.
Nathan,
Yeah.
if you could visit any time in history without consequences, which place would it be or time?
Oh man.
5
Past
seconds.
in the past.
Any place in time.
History.
I want to see some. I'd probably maybe see some dinosaurs, man. That'd be cool.
That'd be sweet.
No consequences. Hell yeah.
Mm-mm. I'm all about the hot air balloon above the Persian War.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want to see the battlefield from
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see how the formations form.
I mean, I really hope they can't see you. I mean, I know it says no consequence, but they start, flinging their arrows up at the hot air.
Don't.
Okay. I guess they just can't see you. I guess they can't see you. That's the hypothetical.
Don't shat on it.
Okay. Dave, if you became a world dictator, what's the first thing you would do?
Oh, I think we all know.
I would make free internet.
Oh. I thought it was gonna be something with shopping carts.
Oh, it's a long list, brother.
Free internet.
I would do it. Man, people are stupid.
You would adopt like the laws in Singapore where you get like a caning. You steal something, you get a caning. You
Yeah.
leave your shopping cart out of the corral, you get 15 lashes.
That's right.
If you park like an asshole, your car gets crushed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you understand what the penalty for leaving your cart out here is? Do you
Yeah,
know
but
what
whatever.
flaying is?
How do you feel about your thumbs?
Hey, Ronnie's on.
All right, Patrick, this one will be fun.
All right.
Why'd you skip over?
Yeah,
Steve?
why'd you skip me?
Okay.
You've been going.
Did I do something wrong?
counterclockwise, so maybe that's confused you. I don't know.
Have I? Yeah, I guess I
you
have.
have.
Okay.
Clowner cockwise.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you are.
That's the opposite. Counterclock. Okay.
Yeah.
Clowner cockwise.
All right, Steve-O, if you had to nuke a U.S. state, it would be?
What?
Mississippi.
Yeah, that's pretty good choice. Mississippi sucks.
Patrick, same question.
Oh, let's do Washington.
State? Yeah, I guess so. State. We did
There's
say.
trees up there. I don't know.
You kill. Well, he wants to kill all the Sasquatch.
Yeah, where that?
Yeah.
Okay, Nathan.
Hmm.
If you had to spend eternity with one person, your last choice would be?
My last choice.
Oh, man, you almost went.
That's not fair. You got to get more than 5 seconds because you got to
Somebody I
prioritize.
know? It's just anybody.
The last person you'd pick.
It's like the person you'd be willing to, but
For you, if you want me to. I can answer it within the 5 second a lot of times.
it has to be someone you're willing to spend like the last person is the last person on earth, right?
Last person you would want to spend time with.
But it's the last. But wait, it's the last person you want to. Am I getting this right?
No, it's
just
no,
like
the person
you
would
least
want,
like. Okay,
is what it means. I don't know.
As the turn of phrase would go, he's the last person I'd want to have spend my
I don't know. Some kind of angry Tumblr feminist. I don't know. Who is it, Dave? Tell me.
Wilton.
Wilton, yeah.
I mean, because you could simultaneously hate the existence of who he is and the conversation if he happens to be talking about Bekah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think me and Wilton could just get drunk and like rant about shit for a while. But if you threw me in there with like, I don't know, fucking Kathy Griffin or something, I might lose my mind.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know.
Joan Cusack.
Yeah, Joan
And hanging out with Wilton in a more sanitary place would certainly probably be more pleasant than the, oh my God, I keep throwing up in my mouth front doorstep.
Oh. So sorry to the listeners. I have no idea who we're talking about, but
that's good.
We'll move on.
Some of them do.
Dave,
Yo,
what would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse?
kangaroo.
I mean, they're not far off.
Kangaroos are already.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, but a little bit bigger, and you'd be able to ride that son of a bitch, man. Be able to.
People, no, that's
They
awesome.
hate them.
Like, do people do that? So I've been done. No.
I do it in 5 seconds, boys. I get it done.
All right, Steve-O.
Yeah.
What is the least attractive name?
Griselda? Is that? Wait, who's that? Is that like your middle name or something?
Wait, we might not have heard him right. What did you say?
Griselda? Oh.
Griselda?
I think that.
We thought you said Zelda.
Zelda. No.
We all thought that.
I didn't say Zelda. I didn't say Zelda, but I will show you guys a picture of Zelda.
No.
Just kidding. That's not Zelda.
All right, then.
Okay, Patrick, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family think that you did?
I already got an answer.
I guess get drunk. Public intoxication.
All right, Nathan.
Yeah.
What is the worst movie ever made?
The Happening.
No.
The Happening.
The Happening.
Because it has
was
been
so shitty.
It's M. Night Shyamalan movie where everybody starts killing themselves randomly
Oh, okay. It's not what I'm thinking of.
with Marky
Plants.
Mark.
Plants.
Yeah, plants make them do it.
Mm.
It is the worst. It is the shittiest movie I've ever seen. If I hadn't have been with friends, I would have left the theater, and I've never done that.
Mm.
I know.
What?
I know a guy that left a movie theater.
Yeah.
Me?
I do. With his and demanded a refund for him and his children and his wife. He had a lot of children. What
I
was
left.
the Starship Troopers or something like that.
Starship Troopers.
Something.
Yeah, I'd see that. Getting a little upset at that.
Yeah.
I used to watch bits and pieces of that movie when I was a kid when my dad would watch it, and I remember it scaring me to death.
Giant insects.
That part where the insect like slams its little pincher thing down on that chick's hand or the dude's hand and pierces it to the ground. I think about that a lot, actually.
That a lot.
I think about that a lot.
I walked out on Elf.
What's the worst TV show ever made?
Uh-oh. Getting done over here.
I thought you get none.
There's so many.
If he's making sounds, the seconds don't count.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I want to say the Bozo Show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aww.
Just kills me.
I will say I only ever watched that show for the grand prize game, thinking that one day I would be chosen to throw a ping pong ball into a bucket. Never was.
One day you might.
Yeah, that was it, huh?
That was it.
Throw it in the
Throw it in the bucket. Yeah. And it's a carnival game. Is all, and they actually started popping up in arcades.
Oh, Lauren says Lost.
Hey,
What?
Get out of our chat.
No, you can't kick her out of chat.
Banner.
No banning.
Don't you ever say anything like that about my loss.
I know the first season was fucking awesome.
Go praying mantis on you.
What did you say?
I said the first season of Lost, the first couple seasons was awesome of Lost. I never made it past the fourth, but yeah.
Oh, you got to.
I
Don't get
know.
me started on this.
Yeah, don't get
Oh,
started.
please don't.
Really don't.
The worst TV show ever made is anything Kardashian related.
Chips.
Mm-mm.
You
No, I
like
like me
chips?
some chips.
You like some chips?
I'm going to do one final question, and it's going to be for everybody to shout out their answer within 5 seconds.
Okay.
Everybody all at once.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What inanimate object do you wish you could eliminate from existence?
Inanimate object.
Cell phones.
Nathan.
Nathan wins. Shit.
Object. Eliminate from the earth.
Did you say lemonade from the earth?
No. What? No.
The lemonade of the earth.
Onions.
Brussels sprouts.
Why she asked this question?
It's not a
Onions.
right answer. I'm just
I don't know what one inanimate object that I would want to. I mean, there are animated objects I'd rather eliminate from the planet.
Dave would just rather kill people.
No, just the characters of the Wiggles.
no.
Just give us an object.
Teletubbies.
We need an object.
Okay.
Well, those are
Teletubbies.
animated.
Just an inanimate object.
You guys just can't.
Well, I don't think you heard me. I said Brussels sprouts right after you said onions.
Oh, okay.
So you want food.
I mean, yeah, like as soon as you said onions, I'm like, oh yeah, food. Fuck Brussels sprouts.
They're not bad. They're really not.
Yeah, that's what people keep telling me, but I'm still waiting to grow up enough. Yes, my stepdad used to make them every once in a while for dinner, and I just fucking hated them. And I tried them again as an adult, not that long ago, maybe 5 years ago, and was like, yep, they're still disgusting.
They're bitter and.
I mean, I know there's supposedly like a bunch of stuff you can do to them to make them not so bad, but I say fuck anything that you got to do all that shit to eat. I dress up my oysters, but I can eat them straight out of the shell too.
That's the way to eat them. That's what I think.
Lauren says gasoline.
Oh,
Well,
she's
that's-
going
Get
all
rid of
environmental on us.
I guess.
As long as she can still have access to it in ARC.
Well,
That's right.
yeah.
I mean,
Condoms. All right, that was just my douchey funny answer. Sorry.
Dinosaur skeletons.
You mean the devil's temptation?
Exactly.
So is that for Jesus, or is that just to keep me from wanting to go back in time to see dinosaurs?
It can go for both. But
For both.
Yeah, he's gonna wait for you to step into.
there was an existence of it, so
He's gonna wait for you to step into the time machine and then make it where the dinosaurs don't exist, and you're gonna get there and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's just some really big ferns.
Yeah.
Out there, and then that's it.
Oh, and giant moths.
Yeah, bugs, like really gross bugs.
Jenny says cancer. That's
Aw,
That's-
Jenny.
yeah.
That's so sweet.
That's good.
That's aw.
I'm not sure if it's. Yeah, it would be an inanimate.
I wish there was an awe button. that you
I
can
just
do
did
on
a lot of
Facebook.
hearts. I did lots of hearts because that was so sweet.
Starving children. All the
STDs.
starving kids. Empty stomachs.
They became inanimate once they died.
And now we want to get rid of them.
All right. It's that time of the show again. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
You're
Bekah,
welcome.
Thank you.
Bekah, you've done a lot of writing tonight. I think you
Uh,
were clearly inspired.
To be fair, a lot of it was scratching out and rewriting, but
Shows a true care for your craft.
well, this one is called Elon has blown it out of proportion. Incoming. Guns, bullets, milk crate, wallet. The city below you paid for good. There's an appointment. Don't touch the magazines. Into the matrix we go. Gentlemen of discipline, eye rolling from the sidelines.
Wow.
Sometimes it gets to me. Step on my toes, argue with me. There is no new info, no good example. I wouldn't expect there to be.
Oh, that was one of your best.
That's
One of your
good.
best. Thank you guys for a great podcast. Thank you everyone for watching on Facebook. Thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song.
Thank
we
you to
play it?
Nathan bringing us all together.
Didn't
Remember,
yes.
leave those voicemails 865-346-6955.
6955.
Leave a 5-star review on iTunes and support us on Patreon.
Oh, wait. Do we have a 5-star review from someone?
I haven't looked it up.
We need to do that. I think there be.
You think there?
I'm on it.
On Facebook?
Sorry, we
or
can look next
iTunes?
week. Sorry, I just happen to know that.
No, I'm down for. We said we give shout outs.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're a big enough fan to listen to after the end of the show to to hear their shout out.
I don't know how you would look. So, but
What's going on in the chat right now, Dave?
Lauren was saying she said she makes some bomb ass Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
She does.
okay.
But at the beginning of that, she had originally said, "I make some bomb." I didn't really know where she was going with that. That is what it says.
It was her,
it says. If I
her
could-
eco-terrorist comment after
Yeah.
removing all the gasoline.
I made some bomb. I made some bomb. You gonna be all right there, Bekah?
Yeah.
I made some bomb. So that's it. But chat has been very active tonight. We got 5 people in chat now. We've got Ronnie Goins, Lauren, Jenny, Adam, Sadie, Bekah,
Bekah.
Joe Call.
I don't see any 5-star reviews.
Who's
on
blowing
iTunes.
smoke up your ass, Dave? Who's lying to you?
I mean, there
Well, that
are
would be Joe
7.
Call.
Yeah, there's no other.
And
if I could remove one smoke from up my ass,
and
it would be
Buford
this one.
Watson and Buford Watson was watching.
Yeah, the only thing I
We had a
see
lot
is
of
like
people.
7 ratings, but only 3 people had left comments. So we
He
can't.
tried to leave a comment and it wouldn't let him. He said,
Well,
Fuck's going on, Apple?
Yeah.
Fucking Apple
Well-
again. Fuck you.
Hey, check us out on iTunes.
Let's have our comments.
Yeah, I looked up our page on the podcast app, the Apple Podcast app. It shows the star rating, but it like there's nothing where you can click on it and actually read the comments within the app. I know there's another way, but
Yeah, I just seen the 3 reviews, but it just shows 7 ratings.
Guys, we got to tear it all down, tear this technology down, and start over.
Rebuild it.
We must rebuild.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It's a show.
Okay.
That's right. Save your dilithium crystals. Deuces. All right.
You know, I think that was we didn't set the input on GarageBand for the USB, and I bet it was.
I didn't want to talk about this on the show.